Have you ever faced a challenge that threatened to break you? A setback so profound it left you questioning everything? In life, storms are inevitable, but being shattered by them is a choice. This audiobook is your blueprint to becoming the indomitable self. Discover how to not just survive adversity, but to harness it as a forge for unbreakable mental fortitude. Learn to build resilience that defies setbacks, transforms pain into power, and propels you forward, no matter what life throws your way. Your journey to an unstoppable spirit starts now. Introduction: The Unavoidable Storms. Hello and welcome to the Indomitable Self. Master adversity, build unstoppable resilience. I'm your narrator, and I'm honored to guide you through one of humanity's most ancient and essential quests, the cultivation of an unyielding spirit. Life as we know it is not a calm, predictable river. It's a vast, often turbulent ocean filled with unexpected storms, hidden currents, and towering waves. We all face them: the sudden job loss, the devastating heartbreak, the debilitating illness, the relentless pressure, the moments of profound failure. These are the moments that test us to our core, leaving us feeling vulnerable, overwhelmed, and sometimes utterly broken. In these times, it's easy to succumb to despair, to let adversity define us, or to simply wish the storm away. But what if there was another way? What if these challenges weren't just hurdles to endure, but crucibles designed to forge a stronger, more capable, more purposeful you? What if the very struggles that threaten to undo you could become the source of your greatest strength? This audiobook is not about avoiding the storms of life. That's an impossible dream. Instead, it's about learning to sail through them, not just surviving, but emerging stronger, wiser, and more powerful than before. It's about building indomitable resilience, an inner fortress that enables you to bend without breaking, to fall and rise again, and to transform every setback into a launchpad for future growth. This journey is for anyone who has ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges, or for those who simply wish to prepare themselves for the inevitable trials ahead. We will explore the true nature of resilience, dissect the psychology of mental fortitude, and equip you with practical, actionable strategies to build an unbreakable spirit. If you're ready to master adversity and truly become an indomitable force in your own life, then let's begin. Chapter 1: The Myth of Mental Toughness and What True Resilience Really Is. The concept of mental toughness often conjures images of stoic, emotionless figures who never waver, never feel pain, and simply power through every obstacle with sheer brute force. This popular misconception is not only inaccurate but also incredibly damaging, setting an impossible standard that undermines genuine resilience. True mental toughness isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about mastering it. It's not about avoiding pain, it's about transforming it. Let's first dismantle the myths. Myth 1: Resilience means never feeling pain or fear. False. Resilient people feel pain, fear, sadness, and frustration just as deeply, if not more so, than others. The difference is their response to these emotions. They allow themselves to feel, but they don't allow these feelings to paralyze them or dictate their long-term trajectory. Myth 2: Resilience means being self-sufficient and never asking for help. False. One of the strongest indicators of resilience is the ability to seek and accept support from others. Isolation erodes resilience, connection strengthens it. Myth 3: Resilience is an innate trait you either have or don't. False. While some individuals may have a natural predisposition, resilience is overwhelmingly a learned skill. It's a muscle that strengthens with consistent exercise. Myth 4: Resilience means always being optimistic. False. Blind optimism can lead to denial and poor decision-making. Resilient individuals possess realistic optimism, an ability to acknowledge the harsh realities while maintaining hope and a belief in their capacity to influence outcomes. So if it's not these things, what is true resilience? True resilience is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. It involves bouncing back from difficult experiences, but more accurately, it's about bouncing forward, growing, and developing as a result of the challenge. It's not just enduring, it's evolving. The science of resilience. Our brains are incredibly adaptable. When we experience stress, our bodies release hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, triggering a fight, flight, or freeze response. While essential for immediate danger, chronic activation of this stress response can be detrimental, impairing cognitive function and emotional regulation. Resilience is built, in part, by regulating this stress response. Resilient individuals don't avoid stress, but they have developed effective mechanisms to shorten the stress cycle. They can activate their parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, more quickly, allowing their bodies to calm down after a stressful event. Reframe threats as challenges. Their prefrontal cortex, the rational, problem-solving part of the brain, can override the amygdalas, the fear center, initial alarm bells. Maintain cognitive flexibility. They can adjust their thinking, find alternative solutions, and not get stuck in rigid thought patterns. Key elements at a neurological and psychological level that contribute to resilience include 1. Emotional regulation, the ability to understand and manage one's emotions. This doesn't mean suppressing them, but rather acknowledging them, processing them constructively, and choosing how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. 2. Self-awareness, knowing your strengths, weaknesses, values, and triggers. This allows you to anticipate your reactions to stress and choose proactive coping strategies. 3. Optimism, realistic, a belief that good things can happen and that you have the capacity to influence outcomes, even in difficult situations. This is not blind denial but a hopeful outlook grounded in reality. 4. Purpose and meaning. Having a clear sense of purpose or meaning in life provides a powerful anchor during times of crisis. It gives why to endure the how. 5. Problem-solving skills. The ability to analyze problems, brainstorm solutions, make decisions, and take effective action. Resilient individuals are proactive problem solvers. 6. Self-efficacy. A strong belief in one's own ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task. This empowers individuals to face challenges head-on. 7. Strong social connections. A robust support network provides emotional comfort, practical help, and perspective during times of stress. Humans are fundamentally social beings, and connection is a vital buffer against adversity. Understanding these components allows us to see that resilience is not a fixed, magical trait. It's a dynamic interplay of mindset, emotional intelligence, and learned skills that can be intentionally developed and strengthened throughout life. We are not aiming for imperviousness, but for adaptability. We are not aiming to avoid hardship, but to harness it. The journey to becoming indomitable begins with a clear understanding of what that truly means. Chapter 2. The Inner Fortress, Building Your Core Beliefs and Mindset. An indomitable spirit isn't born from sheer force of will. It's forged in the quiet strength of your inner world. Before you can face external storms, you must build an unshakable inner fortress of beliefs and mindset. This chapter delves into the fundamental psychological pillars that allow you to stand firm when the world tries to push you down. 1. Cultivating a growth mindset, the belief in evolution. The principle, as pioneered by Dr. Carol Dweck, a growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and even personality traits are not fixed, but can be developed through dedication and hard work. A fixed mindset, conversely, assumes these qualities are static. Why it's crucial for resilience. When you face a setback with a growth mindset, you don't think, "I failed, I'm not smart enough." Instead, you think, "I learned something here. What can I do differently next time?" This transforms failure from a devastating verdict into a valuable piece of data. It fuels persistence, makes you open to new strategies, and fundamentally enables you to bounce forward. Practice, actively reframe challenges as learning opportunities. When you encounter difficulty, identify what skills you can acquire or refine. Celebrate effort and progress, not just perfect outcomes. Use yet. I haven't mastered this yet. 2. Embracing realistic optimism, the hopeful realist. The principle. This isn't about ignoring problems or engaging in toxic positivity. Realistic optimism means acknowledging the difficulties and risks, while simultaneously maintaining a belief in your capacity to influence outcomes and find positive solutions. Why it's crucial for resilience. Blind optimism can lead to unpreparedness and disappointment. Pessimism drains energy and creates inaction. Realistic optimism provides the fuel for constructive action. It allows you to see the path through the storm, even if it's not the path you initially desired. Practice, when faced with adversity, ask yourself, what is the worst-case scenario, and how would I cope? What is the best-case scenario? What is the most likely scenario, and what proactive steps can I take to improve it? Focus on what you can control and maintain hope for a favorable resolution. 3. Developing a strong sense of purpose and meaning, your unwavering anchor. The principle, having a clear why, provides profound motivation and perspective during times of hardship. When you know what you're fighting for, or what larger contribution you're making, individual setbacks become less significant. Why it's crucial for resilience. A sense of purpose acts as a powerful anchor, preventing you from being completely adrift in the sea of adversity. It gives your suffering meaning and provides direction when everything else feels chaotic. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, famously wrote that those who had a why to live often found a way to do so. Practice, reflect deeply on your values. What truly matters to you? What legacy do you want to leave? What cause or contribution brings you a sense of meaning? Articulate your personal mission statement. Remind yourself of this purpose regularly, especially when faced with challenges. 4. Cultivating self-awareness, knowing your inner landscape. The principle, knowing your own emotions, thought patterns, strengths, weaknesses, and stress triggers is fundamental to managing your response to adversity. Why it's crucial for resilience. Without self-awareness, you're merely reacting to life. With it, you can choose your response. You can anticipate how you might react to stress and proactively implement coping strategies. You learn to differentiate between helpful and unhelpful self-talk. Practice, engage in regular self-reflection through journaling, meditation, or simply quiet contemplation. Pay attention to your physical sensations, emotions, and thoughts as they arise. How do you typically react when stressed? What thoughts trigger anxiety? What situations deplete your energy? What activities genuinely replenish you? 5. Practicing self-compassion, the inner ally. The principle, instead of harsh self-criticism during times of struggle, self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and support, as you would a dear friend. Why it's crucial for resilience. Adversity is inherently difficult. Adding self-blame and judgment on top of that difficulty is counterproductive. Self-compassion reduces shame, which paralyzes, and boosts motivation, which empowers action. It allows you to learn from mistakes without being destroyed by them. Practice, when you experience a setback, pause, place a hand on your heart and acknowledge the pain or difficulty. Mindfulness. Remind yourself that suffering and imperfection are part of the human experience, common humanity. Then, offer yourself words of comfort and kindness. This is hard right now. May I be kind to myself. May I give myself what I need. Building this inner fortress is not a one-time construction project. It's an ongoing process of maintenance and strengthening. Each time you consciously choose a growth mindset over a fixed one, each time you lean into realistic optimism, each time you reconnect with your purpose, and each time you offer yourself self-compassion, you reinforce the walls of your inner fortress, making your spirit more resilient and more indomitable. Chapter 3. The Art of Adaptive Response, Strategies for Navigating Storms. Even with the strongest inner fortress, storms will rage. The key to being indomitable is not to wish away the winds, but to master the art of adaptive response, learning to sail your ship through the gales with skill, flexibility, and determination. This chapter provides practical, actionable strategies for navigating the inevitable challenges of life. 1. Emotional regulation, steering your inner ship. The principle: resilience isn't about not feeling difficult emotions, but about managing them effectively so they don't overwhelm you. Practice: name it to tame it. When a strong emotion arises, e.g., anger, anxiety, sadness, acknowledge it. I am feeling frustrated right now. Giving it a name reduces its power. Emotional surfing: visualize emotions as waves. They rise, crest, and eventually fall. Don't fight them, ride them out. Observe the sensations in your body without judgment. Mindfulness and deep breathing. When emotions are high, engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Take slow, deep breaths, focusing on the exhale. This physiologically calms your body and mind, allowing your prefrontal cortex to regain control. Healthy outlets. Find constructive ways to express and release emotions. Exercise, journaling, talking to a trusted friend, creative expression. Avoid maladaptive coping mechanisms like excessive drinking, social media scrolling, or overeating. 2. Problem solving and action orientation, plotting your course. The principle: resilient individuals are proactive problem solvers. They focus on what they can do rather than dwelling on what they cannot. Practice: identify the controllables. When faced with a challenge, categorize what's within your control and what's not. Focus your energy exclusively on the controllable elements. Break down the problem. Large problems are overwhelming. Deconstruct them into smaller, manageable steps. Brainstorm solutions. Generate a wide range of potential solutions, no matter how outlandish they seem initially. Don't judge, just generate. Action plan. Choose the most viable solution and create a clear, actionable plan. Even small steps forward create momentum and a sense of agency. Seek knowledge. When stuck, don't hesitate to research, read, or consult experts. Information is power. 3. Cognitive reframing, adjusting your lens. The principle: your perception of events profoundly impacts your experience of them. Reframing means changing the way you look at a situation, often finding alternative, more empowering interpretations. Practice: challenge negative thoughts. When you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern, this is a disaster. I'll never recover. Pause. Ask, is this 100% true? Is there another way to see this? Seek the silver lining lesson. In every setback, there's often a hidden lesson or an opportunity for growth. What can I learn from this? How might this experience make me stronger in the long run? Perspective taking. Consider how you might view this situation in 5 years, or how someone you admire might approach it. Sometimes gaining distance helps. Gratitude. Actively practice gratitude for what is working or what you do have, even amidst difficulty. This shifts your focus and activates positive neural pathways. 4. Leveraging social support, calling on your crew. The principle: humans are social creatures. Connection is a fundamental buffer against stress and a powerful resource for resilience. Practice: reach out, don't suffer in silence. Connect with trusted friends, family, mentors, or support groups. Share your struggles. Even just vocalizing your feelings can reduce their intensity. Accept help. Practice accepting help when offered. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Give back. Helping others can also be a powerful resilience builder, shifting your focus outward and providing a sense of purpose and connection. Build your tribe. Proactively cultivate a strong, diverse support network before you need it. Insight: social connection provides emotional comfort, different perspectives, practical assistance, and reinforces your sense of belonging, all vital for navigating adversity. 5. Strategic rest and recovery, docking for repairs. The principle: you cannot operate at peak performance, especially during stress, without adequate rest and recovery. Resilience is not endless exertion. It's about intelligent energy management. Practice. Prioritize sleep. Ensure 7-9 hours of quality sleep, especially during stressful periods. Scheduled downtime. Build in intentional breaks throughout your day and week. Engage in activities that genuinely recharge you. Hobbies, nature walks, meditation, spending time with pets. Digital detox. Disconnect from screens to allow your mind to truly rest and wander. Nourishment and movement. Maintain a healthy diet and consistent physical activity. Your physical well-being is intrinsically linked to your mental fortitude. Insight. These practices are not luxuries. They are essential maintenance for your indomitable spirit, preventing burnout and allowing for optimal adaptive response. Navigating the storms of life requires a dynamic toolkit. By mastering emotional regulation, engaging in proactive problem-solving, skillfully reframing your perceptions, leveraging your social connections, and prioritizing strategic rest, you transform yourself from a passive victim of circumstances into an active, adaptive, and truly indomitable force. Chapter 4. Beyond Survival: Growing Through Hardship, Post-Traumatic Growth. To be truly indomitable is to do more than just survive adversity. It's to transform it. This final chapter explores the profound concept of post-traumatic growth, PTG, the positive psychological change experienced as a result of struggling with highly challenging life circumstances. It's about not just bouncing back, but bouncing forward, using hardship as a forge for profound personal evolution. Many people are familiar with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, but far fewer know about PTG. Research shows that a significant number of individuals who experience trauma report positive changes in their lives, often in the very areas that were most challenged. This isn't to say trauma is desirable or that growth erases pain. Rather, it highlights the incredible capacity of the human spirit to find meaning, strength, and new purpose even in the darkest valleys. 5 areas of post-traumatic growth. Psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun identified 5 common domains in which people experience PTG. 1. Greater appreciation of life. After facing a life-threatening illness or profound loss, individuals often report a heightened sense of gratitude for simply being alive, and a greater appreciation for the small joys and beauty in everyday life. 2. Deeper relationships with others. Adversity can lead to a reevaluation of priorities, a stripping away of superficial connections, and a profound appreciation for genuine intimacy and support. People often report closer bonds with friends and family, and a greater sense of compassion for others experiencing hardship. 3. New possibilities in life. Traumatic events can shatter old assumptions about life, forcing individuals to re-examine their path. This often leads to new career directions, new hobbies, new passions, or a greater willingness to take risks aligned with newly discovered values. 4. Increased personal strength. Surviving a profound challenge instills a deep sense of self-efficacy and resilience. People report feeling stronger, more confident, and more capable than they ever imagined. They realize they possess inner reserves they never knew existed. 5. Spiritual change. Adversity can lead to a deeper understanding of one's spiritual beliefs, a stronger sense of purpose, or a more profound connection to a higher power or universal interconnectedness. How to cultivate post-traumatic growth. PTG isn't a passive outcome, it's an active process. While some elements are unconscious, Intentional engagement can facilitate and accelerate this transformative growth. 1. Meaning making, finding the narrative asterisk. The principle asterisk humans are meaning-making creatures. When something traumatic happens, our brains try to make sense of it. The key is to construct a narrative that supports growth, not just suffering. Practice asterisk engage in reflective practices like journaling or talking to a trusted therapist counselor. Ask yourself, what is the lesson here? What has this experience taught me about myself, others, or the world? How can I integrate this experience into a larger, empowering life story? Frame your past as a hero's journey, where adversity is the catalyst for transformation. 2. Intentional reflection and self-awareness, asterisk. The principle asterisk growth requires awareness. Intentionally reflecting on how you've changed, what you've learned, and what new capacities you've developed is crucial. Practice regularly review your personal growth. What new skills have you acquired? How have your values shifted? How has your perspective on life changed? What positive qualities have emerged or strengthened within you? Celebrate these shifts. 3. Proactive seeking of support and connection, asterisk. The principle, asterisk social connection, is a fundamental pillar of PTG. Sharing your story, hearing others, and receiving empathy reinforces common humanity and reduces isolation. Practice, asterisk lean on your support network. Seek out therapy or support groups if needed. Share your experience with trusted individuals. Offering support to others who are struggling can also be a powerful source of meaning and connection. 4. Embrace new paths and possibilities, asterisk. The principle, asterisk adversity often closes old doors, but it also opens new ones. Growth requires a willingness to explore these new paths, even if they're unfamiliar. Practice, asterisk be open to new opportunities, new career directions, new relationships, or new ways of living that emerge from your transformed perspective. Don't cling to the old normal if your values and insights have shifted. Set new goals that reflect your post-growth self. 5. Cultivating gratitude and appreciation, asterisk. The principle, asterisk while not denying the pain, intentionally focusing on what you asterisk do asterisk have, or what positive outcomes have emerged, can shift your neurological pathways towards well-being. Practice, asterisk regularly practice gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal. Express thanks to those who supported you. Actively seek out and acknowledge the small joys and beauties in everyday life. This helps to balance the lingering impact of hardship. 6. Serving others, turning pain into purpose asterisk. The principle, asterisk many who experience PTG find profound meaning in using their hardship to help others. Practice, asterisk consider how your unique experience can be a source of strength, wisdom, or empathy for others. Can you volunteer, mentor someone, share your story to inspire? Turning your pain into purpose is one of the most powerful forms of growth. The path to becoming indomitable is not just about weathering the storm. It's about discovering the profound strength, wisdom, and new possibilities that lie within and beyond it. It's about recognizing that you are not merely a survivor, but a creator, capable of forging an even more meaningful and powerful life from the raw materials of challenge. Your capacity for growth, even in the face of the unthinkable, is limitless. Conclusion: your indomitable future. We've reached the end of our transformative journey with the indomitable self. We began by confronting the inevitable storms of life and dismantling the myths of mental toughness. We learned that true resilience isn't about avoiding pain, but about mastering our response to it, emerging stronger, wiser, and more purposeful. We then built the unshakable foundation of the inner fortress, cultivating core beliefs and mindsets like a growth mindset, realistic optimism, a strong sense of purpose, self-awareness, and radical self-compassion. From this inner strength, we learn the art of adaptive response, practical strategies for navigating storms through emotional regulation, proactive problem-solving, cognitive reframing, leveraging social support, and strategic rest. Finally, we explored the profound potential of post-traumatic growth, understanding how adversity can become a forge for profound personal evolution, leading to a deeper appreciation for life, richer relationships, new possibilities, increased personal strength, and spiritual change. The journey to becoming indomitable is not about reaching a destination where no challenges exist. It's about equipping yourself with the tools, the mindset, and the unwavering spirit to face any asterisk challenge, knowing that you possess the inner resources not just to survive, but to transform and thrive. There will be future storms. The winds will blow, the waves will crash. But now you are no longer a fragile vessel at the mercy of the elements. You are the skilled captain of your own ship, fortified with an inner compass, a resilient crew, and an indomitable spirit. You know how to read the currents, adjust your sails, and find new courses. Take these insights. Implement one strategy today. Be patient with yourself, but be persistent in your commitment. Your capacity for strength, growth, and meaning, even in the face of the greatest challenges, is limitless. You are capable of far more than you know. Thank you for listening. Go forth, face your storms, and build your truly indomitable life.